You'll be seeing it on two types of properties. One is on the owned and operated properties of Yahoo Japan. On Yahoo News, as an example, similar to how you see it today on Time Magazine. At the bottom of an article, you'll have content surfaced tailored to you that you may like from Yahoo Japan. Side by side to content from Yahoo Japan you may like, you'll have an opportunity to interact with content from all around the web, bidded by publishers in Japan that would like to make their content available to consumers on Yahoo Japan. As a second phase, that will also become available to other publishers in Japan, whereby Yahoo Japan that already has existing relationship with other publishers will offer them a new category, a new service, side by side to display in other services called Discovery. And then other publishers could also have at the bottom of an article page related content from their own site, as well as paid content from around the web, and by that tap into the native advertising budget in Japan.
And then you guys have a revenue share. How does that work?
As a company, we always said that we always want to be generating revenue when value is created. So here as well, much like we're doing it in the US and in any other geography, Taboola is only benefited once there's value created, in the sense that people find our technology working, they interact with sponsored content in the Japanese market, and only in that scenario Taboola will be also enjoying the value created.
So how do you see the content coming? We've been covering you guys for a long time. It used to be news content, now there's branded content, and there's content marketing. How do you see the range of content coming through the Yahoo Japan scenario?
Being in Tokyo last Friday was a very exciting experience for me. Meeting hundreds of the top premium content quality publishers in Japan in one room, have an opportunity to talk with them about the pain points, what would they like to see in Japan. I believe we're going to see a high flow of great content coming into the engine, both from Yahoo Japan partnerships as well as new publishers that will join this space. This is just the beginning.
So Adam, tell us about the pricing in Japan, in this whole network. Just sort of give us sort of give us an overview of how pricing or how the marketplace will operate.
So, in terms of pricing, with us, we launch a marketplace, and then publishers and brands and marketers will start bidding against each other. And publishers are bidding when they associate a CPC to the value of the consumer consuming content on their site, coming from a Taboola network. And we've seen that working tremendously well here. Publishers, they have a good idea about what is the value of a user so that they can continue to build their business and grow their audience. So we'll see what's going to happen in Japan. We've been doing this in the past in France. We've done this in London and other markets where we launch a marketplace from scratch. And then publishers, as they join the marketplace, usually we see the pricing get more calibrated. But we're pre-launching that marketplace. This is the first time indeed that as a company we're white labeling our services and technology to a company like Yahoo Japan. We believe that as we're looking at our international growth and expansion, we see a huge opportunity outside of the US. And then in markets such as Japan, when we looked at Asia Pacific as a region, and specifically into Japan, it was clear to us that the only way to make something like that work and substantial in a market like Japan will be to partner with a strong local media company, and specifically with a company such as Yahoo Japan. And it was clear to us that to make that work, we're going to have to think about a strategic partnership of technology meet local presence and experience and relationships. And that's why in some markets we're trying a new model whereby we're growing faster together with strong partners outside of the US. It's very exciting days and really amazing days, I think, for this industry. We're seeing tremendous growth in the US. More publishers, traditional publishers, smaller publishers, more brands and agencies are experimenting with this space. I still think that there's going to be a lot of work ahead of us to define what the relationship between brands and marketers and publishers and everything, how it's going to work together. But we're seeing huge growth. I can tell you we crossed last month the 30% in mobile traffic. We were at 22% in November. So we're becoming a mobile-first company, heavily driven by publishers seeing the same trend on their own sites. So it's growing, it's working, and we're big believers.
There's a lot going on, Adam, with there was a couple little players in this space of discovery that you've been at for 7 years. Now the big dogs are getting into it with Google and Yahoo and and so forth. What's going on with sort of discovery, the big players, what that means?
I think it's becoming more competitive, and I think it's exciting because it means that for a long time we've been talking about this space, and now we have the validation of some bigger companies who also think this is interesting. I think that this is a good thing, and I hope we'll see. I hope that using this new trend of bigger companies that joining our space, that will drive the education of this market even faster. More brands, more marketers, more publishers will consider joining this opportunity, and then we'll be competing for it.